dear friends, welcome back again. We are so happy you popped over again to see what we are up to today. Of course, for everyone who is new here, welcome. We are Janny and Dyanne, and we hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, of course, we hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone who is here and is not subscribed to our channel, we hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and tick the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Like we always say, enough talking, let's jump in today's inspiration. And you see already on my table are the things we need for this DIY. We need, of course, our tumbling tile blocks, and we need some paint at your choice or maybe some wax. I have here my container with everything I need for my DIYs. Some brushes, some scissors, some markers, some twine, some Mod Podge, some wood glue, of course. And some of people use some hot glue, but be careful with the hot glue because sometimes it will fall apart. So most of the time I recommend wood glue, but of course you can also use hot glue, which is wood glue inside. So of course I need my old saucer with a piece of kitchen towel which is wet to wipe away the glue you don't need. So these are the main things what we need. We are going to make a barn door, but we are going to make it with a twist, so we will see how this will turn out. So we are going to start with the back side of the barn door. So the barn door itself we are going to start with. I'm going to glue 9 blocks, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and number 9. So very easy, we do them on the smallest side of the longest smaller side of your block. And of course I will do it as fast as I can. This is already number 4, 5, number 6, 7 and number 8, and number 9 is the closure up. You're going to squeeze them together. Make sure that you place them in a straight line like this, and we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need. And for everyone, I always say every DIY, if you have a metal hook, just use it if you like it, because some people like it, some people don't. So just do whatever is for you working the best. This is already number 1. We're going to go for row number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 and 9. Then we already have another row of 9. Number 2, 3, nope, 4, 5, 6, 7 and number 8 again. And number 9 is again the closure up. Squeeze them and make a nice straight line. And you can do it very easily also with your fingers. So if you don't have a metal hook, don't worry. I'm not using it also, but because I like this better. So again, and number 2, and we are going to make 6 rows of 9 blocks. And you see we have our 6 pieces of 9 blocks. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place this one on the side, this one, this one, this one and this one. We are going to do some glue on the line over here, just like this. We're going to do it on this one over here, and on number 3 also, and number 4 and number 5. And like we do always, number 6 is then the closure up. We're going to place them aside, and we're going to place these 2 together. Place this one aside, place them together, over here the same, and this one over here, and we make one big piece. And now we can still give it a little bit of pressing and squeezing to make a nice straight plank out of it, because it needs to be looking like a door. So we are going to work with it and make sure that we have everything as much as we can in a straight line. And of course we're going to give this a little pressure over here, And we're going to let this dry at least for an hour. In the meantime, while this is drying, I'm going to place it aside and I'm going to get another mat, of course, and I'm going to get 3 blocks like this and we're going to glue the tops. So again, a little glue on the top and on this one also. And then we're going to squeeze them together. And this way, we're going to get another one of 3. We do a little on the top and also over here. And again, we're going to squeeze them together. We're going to get our piece of kitchen towel and we're going to wipe it away, what we don't need. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes to rest. Now we're going to get 5 blocks, also in one length on the top. We're going to do some glue on this one, place them immediately against each other so the glue is not running out too much. And number 4 and number 5 is the closure up again. We're going to give it a little bit of pressure. Then we're going to make sure that you have a straight line like this. And we're going to go over it with our kitchen towel. And if you still see that some blocks are a little bit offline, doesn't matter, just glue them together again and lay them apart. We're going to make another one of 5. You see already, I've already one too much. And this is 1, number 2, place it against each other, number 3 against number 2, and number 4 against number 3, and 5 is the closure up again. And we're going to work our way and we're going to give this also a couple of minutes rest. What we're going to do, we're going to place our 2 pieces of 3 and of course 2 pieces of 5. We're going to place them on top. We're going to place this aside and we're going to get our other mat again. Of course, if he wants to work with me. And of course he doesn't, because it's always one big mess in my DIY. So I'm sorry. Before he's already on my table, you see already he has a little open gap. He didn't have it in a while ago, but I don't know if maybe the wood is still working, you see. And still when I work with it, I can still get the open gaps closed. But if you can't get your open pieces closed, then you can use some spackle or maybe some wood filler if you don't like open pieces, but I always don't mind. So I'm going to let it be. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get the 2 pieces of 3. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do some glue over here on the back side of the 3. I'm going to place them on top. So over here, make sure that you have it in a straight line, give it a little bit of pressure and then work your way and feel with your finger that everything is very nicely fitting. We're going to do it over here the same. We do some glue on all the blocks and we're going to place this also at the ending. Give it a little bit of pressure and make sure that you have it fitting nicely. Feel with your fingers over here and over here, and I'm going to press a little bit harder so everything is sticking nicely on top of each other over here. And I'm going to wipe away the glue, and if you can't go against your glue, then you also can use a brush just to wipe it away. So now I'm going to get one of the 5. I'm glue 1 on this side. So I'm going to do some glue on the back side, over here, very easy. We place 1 this way, over here, and we're going to give it a little bit of pressure and we make sure that everything fits nicely. And you see we still have an open gap over here, don't worry, we are going to work it away. Now we're going to do this one. But we're not going to glue it on top, we're going to glue it on the underside, over here on this side. So we get an open gap over here. And I think that looks a little bit nicer than if you have 2 little pieces on the underside. So we're going to do it this way, over here, And you see now I'm getting a loose block, and I'm going to get my marker, and I'm going to mark off the space in between, and then I'm going to get my jigsaw, and I saw a little piece out which is fitting over here. So you see already I changed my mind. I did the open gap, both of them on the underside, because I was forgot. Forget. At least you know what I mean. I did forget that he will be on top another piece of a farm door. So I was totally did forget that. So we are going to get a loose block. We place it in here, over here. Now you can easily just make a mark over here. And then you see if you do it over here also. And we're going to do for another one the same, because here will be the same. I'm going to place it over here, and again make sure that you mark this. So I'm going to get to my garage, and I'm going to cut this piece off. So you see already I have one over here already inside, and I have to do this one. I have to squeeze it in, because it's not easy, but I don't want to have it really tight, because I don't then you still get open gaps, and that's not what we want. So we are going to try to squeeze it in, or else we still need to give it a little bit of sanding. But I always try. You see now he's really tight inside. So now we have both of our open gaps closed. So what we're going to do now, we're going to do the middle. So we're going to look for, we need at least one block over here and one block here, and we need a smaller one in the middle. Maybe I have on this smaller one already enough. Not totally, he needs a little space off, because this was one I already did so for this one, but it didn't work. He was too small, so I had to do two new ones. So, and you see I still need to give it a little bit of push over here. So now he's really tight over here. I don't even need glue, so tight he is inside of here. So I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to measure out how much I need to sand off, and then in between he can, oh, he's already, look, he's already fitting inside. Oh, I am lucky. You see, this is what I mean, just as one block over here, one block over here, and a little small piece of a block over here. So if you are also like me, and you already did saw a block already away, and maybe you have already a small one laying around, try to fit it in, because most of the time it does. So I'm going to glue this inside in the middle. So you see already, I just take the middle of this line. So I'm going to do some glue on this side and a little on the top. I'm going to, and on this top, I almost forgot, over here, and place it here. Now we're going to do this one on this side, on the underside, and on this side. And we're going to place this one in. And now the last, of course, on both sides and on the underside. And now I have to squeeze this one, of course, also inside. And we do, and we're going to find the middle, squeeze everything together until one piece. And we're going to let this dry in also. So I will show you now a little bit closer how he's looking like. I hope you can see it in the light. And this is how the door is supposed to be. Now we're going to do the inside. Of course, you can do two things. Of course, you can take your tumbling tile blocks. You can glue maybe 3 blocks together. If I am correct, I have to look for, I think I would go then for 4 pieces. I will go for 4 blocks together. Then you can place them on top, make your marker, and make points out of here. So you can close it in on this side, and you can close it in on this side, and this one also, this one over. I'm going to do it a little bit easier, because not everyone is really handy with the jigsaw to make points over here. What I'm going to do an easy way, I'm just get some couple of skewers. I hope I say it right. We call them, like I said, told you earlier, we call them satay pricker. So this is very easy, just from this kind of wooden little pins. So I'm going to take one. I'm going to place not the point side, but the flat side, this side. I place it over here, do it in the corner, get my marker and place it over here. Get a little line over here, I'm going to get my cutting tool and I'm just going to very easy cut a little piece off like this. And then I'm going to look for if he's fitting in the corner, and he is. See, now I can already place this one inside and he's not going anywhere. I'm going to get a second one. And of course, I'm going to go over here, get my pencil. And again, I'm going to make a line and I'm going to cut off the point over here. And then I'm going to look for if this one is fitting also in the corner. Of course, I have to work a little bit with it and I can squeeze it in. And now he's as tight as can be. Of course, you can do some wood glue in the corners. I think I'm going to do that. Yes, and there you were again. You fell out on me. I don't know what happened. My camera said he was totally full. So you couldn't even see already. I was really busy with telling you everything, but the camera didn't do anything. So what I did, you saw me making one cross and I told you that you do in the corners a little bit of the wood glue, and then you can place your skewers inside of here and make sure that they have a tight fit, because then they stay better in place. And I did it also in the second square. I'll also place the skewers inside, but if you like it better, like I told you earlier, if you like it better from the tumbler tile blocks, it's also fine. But this is a cheap and easy way, and it gives also a nice structure to your place, especially when you're going to paint it later. What we're going to do right now, we are going to let this dry in the corners with the wood glue. We are going to make the bottom and the sides, because we're going to make a top in front of here. You don't have to do it. You also can use it, just simple do a knob over here. And of course you can have already your own farmhouse door, but I'm going to get a front for it, and then you can decorate it for any season you want. So we are going to let our door dry. What we're going to do right now, we are going to do the sides and the bottom. So we're going to make 3 blocks in a row like this. This is already number 1 and number 2, and we're going to place them together, squeeze it, and in a straight line we're going to do here the same. This is already 1, number 2, and this is a number 3. Squeeze it, and again make sure, feel with your fingers that everything has a nice line. And the last for the bottom is number 3 of 3 blocks. So, and this one, and this is already our bottom. Now we're going to make our sides. We're going to get 3 blocks, the same like we did with the other one, and of course also over here. And make sure that we squeeze this one also together. And you see already this block is very small, so I'm going to take another one, because or else nothing is fitting right anymore. And I'm going to use this one later. Again, 3 blocks. And this is already number 1 and number 2. And we're going to squeeze them again. So this is very easy and fast to do. Now he's already sticking on my fingers. And the last for our side. This is already 1 and this is already number 2. And we have now 3 blocks of 3 for the sides and for also for this one. So we're going to place this one over here. This one is over here for the bottom. And now we need 1 of 3 again. We are almost there, don't worry. And this is already number 2. Squeeze them. We already have the almost the last. This will be number 2 of the other side. And again, the last of the other side. And then we have all our pieces. So you need 9 pieces of 3. So very easy. And give them a couple of minutes rest to dry in. And be sure that you have them in a straight line. So we gave our pieces of 3 a little bit of drying. We're going to place 1 on the side. We do some glue over here. We place this one on the side and we do some glue over here. Place them down and glue them together. Place them down and make sure that you get a nice piece of wood. You can still squeeze it. We're going to do here the same. Place them on the side. Do some glue on the smallest, longest side over here. And we're going to place it down and place it down again. Squeeze it. Press. And you already have the other one. Now the last. Very easy. Do some glue on this line and on this one. We place them down and this one. And again, now we have our 3 pieces, the bottom and 2 sides. And we're going to give this at least a half hour to dry. So I'm going to place my 3 rows of 3. I'm going to place them aside because this is the sides and the bottom and they still need to dry. We're going to place them over here. Now we're going to do the top of our barn door, but we're going to do this the same. So we're going to do 9 blocks. This is already 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9, but of course we don't need so much as we needed for the door. So we are going to make our row of 9. And again, place them immediately against each other so the glue is not really running out too fast. And this is already a number. Oh, you see already I wanted to do it too fast. And again, squeeze it, make a straight line. And we're going to let this rest. We're going to make another one of 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and number 9. We're going to do some glue. We are already almost there. This is already number 3. Oh, I still need to do some glue because sometimes I want to do it fast and then it doesn't get any glue on top. Over here. And already number 8. And number 9 is the closure up again. We're going to squeeze it together. And now we are going to do already the last row. And that is the last row of 9, 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. And again, you're repeating the same. I'm sorry if I sound sometimes for someone a little bit boring because I am going to count everything. But for everyone who always enjoys to see how it's made and you still can easily make it yourself and don't do the mistakes I do, just make them in once. You can make a nice unique piece for yourself because like I always say, I make the mistakes for you. You don't have to make them anymore. And this is already squeezing and a little bit redoing to make sure that we have always a nice line, and we're going to give this also a couple of minutes drying. So we did let all the 3 pieces of 9 dry. We're going to place this one on the side and we're going to do some glue over here. We place this one on the side also and do some glue over here, and we're going to glue them together, place them over here and place this one over here, and make sure that you have a nice straight line again. And we're going to squeeze all of them together until one piece, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying, and then we're going to make the frame also on top, the same like we did with the door. So because we're going to make the frame for the front, we are going to place this aside. We're going to take 3 blocks. I already would say 2, and again another one of 3. So we're going to do some glue over here, and squeeze them together this way. We do for the top side and the back side the same, and again together. Then we're going to do 2 blocks, very easy, also this way, and another one of 2, and going to give them also a couple of minutes to rest. And this way squeeze, squeeze and press it down so everything has a nice flat surface. So we are going to take our piece of 3 rows of 9. We're going to lay it over here. We're going to get one piece of 3, place it on the side and do some glue on the back side over here. turn it over and do one on the top. Again, squeeze, press it down, feel with your fingers and make sure that you have a nice line. We're going to do this one with the other one also. Do some glue. Over here, I have a feeling that my glue is not running the bestest. So I think I have to get a needle and get a little hole inside because he's not really running. I'm going to press it down, get my old piece of towel and wipe away the glue which is sticking out over here. And again, we're going to get the 2 blocks. And you see already, if you're looking straight, you see already he's also coming off. The other one is no problem. We're just going to glue it together again, squeeze it, and make sure that we have it on the side. So always when this happens, don't worry, it doesn't matter because you can easily get it together again, because wood glue, you can redo it as much as you like. So don't worry about it. So now I'm really going to glue this one on the top and this one on the underside. So again, squeeze it, and here also squeeze it. I'm going to get my brush because we don't want too much glue over here and over here. And we're going to give this a couple of minutes a rest, and then we're going to measure up this piece and this piece, and we're going to get, of course, our jigsaw and saw 2 pieces out. So I gave it a couple of minutes to rest, and this is how it looked like. Of course, also you see here a gap, and on the ending we're going to get a loose block again. Maybe you have a little piece laying around already. Just place it over here and make a nice line over here like this. And I'm going to go to my garage and I'm going to make 2 times for this little opening over here. And you see already I have 2 little piece of the blocks, and I'm going to do some glue on this side and on the underside, and of course a little on the bottom. And I'm going to squeeze it in, make sure that everything is fitting nicely, and I wipe away the glue. So this is already number 1. We do some, I'm still fitting some glue on this side, on the other side, and a drop in the middle. And we're going to place it over here and press it down, and we're going to wipe it away and squeeze it, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So we get 2 of the pins over here. I already have 3 of them, so we have again 2. We are going to get our marker, place it in the corner like this. Over here, do the same. Try to get it a little as tight as you can. We're going to cut it off. And this one. And I'm going to do a little glue in this corner already. Of course, he has to come out. And a little glue on this corner. And I'm going to try to get it in. Now he's a little bit too tight, so I'm going to need a cut of a little piece. And now I hope I don't have cut off too much, because or else he is too loose and I have to do it again. This is already number 1. I'm going to do the second one. First I'm going to make sure that I have a nice line. I'm going to cut it off. And now I hope he really is fitting tightly. I think he still needs a little on the ending. Of course, some glue in the corner and a little glue in this corner. And we're going to place it in. And we're going to press it down. And of course, you see already, if it is not a tight fit, you see already that he's coming up. You see, and that's not what we want. So I'm going to cut another one. Of course, I really want to have it really well. So I'm going to do it a little bit more tight. So I should have stayed with my first cut. So of course, you get so many of this kind of skewers in one package. So I really still want that it is really a tight fit. so he stays inside very well. And he still is not working with me. The other one did go very well, but for this one, it is always, I'm just going to cut off a little piece. And maybe he's fitting over here right now. But you see, he is now bending a little, but we are going to work with it to make a nice cross. And now he stays in place like this. So I'm going to let this dry in. So if everything is correctly, you have here a barn door, you have the half of a barn door, and you have 3 pieces of 9 like this one are. And of course, what I was already seeing, that if I would do it this way and this way as a bottom, and of course we're going to do this, and if I would lay this on top, you already see it is too long. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut the bottom. So I am going to place this one on top of here, this one on top of here, and then I'm going to measure out how much I need to place it inside. So I'm going to get my pencil, and it's really easy. So I'm going to place this one down. I place this 2 on top of each other, and I'm going to place this one at the ending as an kind of a ruler idea. So I'm going to make sure that this is the ending, and I'm going to mark just a line over here. And this is the space I need to cut off to make it fitting over here, and this one will be over here and this one over here. But you see that in a moment, and I will cut this piece off. So you see, this is already the piece I did cut off. I only needed to cut off a little piece because you only have to double it up the sides, and then you can place. Of course, we're going to do some glue over here. So we're going to do some glue on the underside, and we need enough glue because we need to glue it on the bottom. So I think maybe it's better if I place it this way, and I'm going to place this one exactly in the middle and squeeze it and give it a little bit of pressure. And we're going to let this dry in for a couple of minutes. So you see, this is the bottom, how it's looking like right now. Now I'm going to get the sides, and I'm going to place this one on the side. So we're going to do some glue on this side over here, and of course on the underside over here, and we're going to place it on top of here. Make sure that everything is fitting nicely and you have it in a nice straight line. And we're going to do here the same, and of course we do it on this side and on the underside. Some glue here, and on this side, the inside, because you want to glue the side of your bottom. Again, place it over here and let it fall down. Give it a little bit of pressure and feel with your fingers that you have especially on the bottom, a straight line over here. And now we're going to let this rest in for a couple of minutes. And yes, we are almost there. You see already, this is how the sides are looking like, and the bottom. You see, we are almost there. We are now doing some glue on this line. Of course, first I'm going to clean up because it doesn't run anymore. So I hope that this will. I'm going to do some glue over here and around here. And now the only thing what we need to do, be sure that you have your blocks in the line straight up, not this way, because or else you have to face them the same way like you have your barn door. And of course this under piece of the barn door you need of course also in the straight line. So we are going to place them on top of here and just let it fall down and work with your fingers. So you have the bottom and the top, just and give it a little bit of pressure, and then again feel with your fingers. If you do everything really slow and just take your time for it, then it will work very easy, but you have to take your time for it. And again like this, and we're going to let this settle in for at least a couple of hours. And you see, I did let it dry with a paint can on top, so it gives a little bit more pressure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this aside, and everything is dried up right now. And this is how he's looking like so far. We are going to first paint this one in the color, and I choose the creamy color, but maybe you like to spray paint it, maybe you like black better, maybe you like brown better. The only thing, like I always tell you, if you are staining it or do some wax on top of here, just do some sanding, because or else you get not a nice result. So I'm just going to paint it. So for me it's not really important, but for you, if you would like to stain it, then do some sanding. So like I told you, I do a little bit of the creamy color. It's a little bit of white. I don't know if it on camera looks a little bit more yellow, but I don't know, but I'm really liking this color because it's a neutral, but it's not totally white. So it gives also still a little bit of a warm feeling, because white can be, if you have a lot of white, it can be, if you how you decorate it, it can be very yeah, clean. I don't know how you call it. I always like a little bit of softness inside of it. So, but of course, that's always, like I say, everyone's cup of tea. So I'm going to paint this whole piece. You see already how much he is changed only with some painting on top. And you will see your piece will also change so much if you are going to give it a color. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let this dry in, but we are going to make first right now a kind of a round sign for on top of the door. You see already I placed my door beside, and what I'm going to do, I did go to my computer and I made a nice little sign, Farmhouse barn, and I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to glue it or Mod Podge it on a piece of slice of wood. I buy these pieces of wood always on Aliexpress, but you can buy them on Temu, Amazon. You can find them in any store, maybe in the craft section, because this is so easy to find and they are very thin. So I'm going to did measure out the size, and I just did go, I'm going to glue it on top of here. Oh my. I'm sorry, my English is, again, like I told you earlier, it's a little bit mixed to each other with Dutch and English. So, of course, you can also use a piece of cardboard. So you see, I did cut it out, and now I'm going to get my wooden slice. I'm going to do some Mod Podge on top of here, and just do as much as you like, because everyone has their own technique for doing their Mod Podge. Of course, mine is probably not the rightest, but I just do my way. And I'm going to glue it on top over here, and I try not to get Mod Podge on top of my picture, because I don't like the shiny look. But if you like the shiny look, then do an extra layer on top of your picture. But I don't like it, so I'm going to just leave it this way. So now we already have our own cute little sign. So we have now our little sign on top. This is painted, and we need, I think I'm going to do a doorknob. You don't have to do it, of course. What I'm going to do, I have here little wooden rounds, but you also can make them again from cardboard. So I'm going to glue them on top of each other, I think a couple of them, and I'm still debating if I'm going to glue them over here or maybe on this side. You would say normally on this side, but I don't know if I like it, so we will see. So I'm going to glue them on top. So if you have 6 rounds and then glue them on top of each other so you get a bigger doorknob, you also can use, of course, a bead. But I want to do it a little bit different, so I'm going to go for these little rounds. So I did already 4 little wooden slice on top of each other. I'm going to do this one. I'm going to get a little bit of my shoe polish on the black, and I'm going to give this a nice black color, and then I'm going to wipe away the shoe polish I don't need. So I'm just going to do this, and I'm going to get my piece of kitchen towel, and I'm going to wipe away the black I don't need, and then I'm going to glue it on this little piece of 4. but I'm going to let it dry in a little moment. So again, I do on the 4 pieces a little bit of glue, a little drop, and then I do my last piece because I think 5 is more than enough for my doorknob. So again, squeeze it, and we're going to let this rest at least a little half hour. So now I'm going to lay down my little door like this, and I'm going to place my doorknob over here. Of course, I should have done my lid off. I do a little bit drop of glue, and I'm going to place it over here at the ending. But of course, you can do it anywhere you like. Maybe you like the other one better, or the other side better. So I'm going to give it a little bit of pressure this way, and I'm going to move it on the place I want to have it. And I'm going to let this dry in. So, and now we are also going to glue on top of our sign. But if I would glue it on top of here, because I want to have it in the middle of the cross, but you see already this, if I lay it on top, it will be, you see, it will go all the way. We don't like that, so I took 3 little rounds again. And again, I'm going to do some glue on 2 of them and place them on top. And that gives me a little height where I can glue my sign on top. And I'm going to glue this over here. And then I can easily glue my sign on top of here. And you also can do it with some sticky gum, so you can change it up for maybe for the Christmas season. You can do some Christmas print on top of here, or maybe for the fall. So you can change it up any way you like. So I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to place it exactly in the middle of this cross and this way. And I'm going to give it a couple of minutes drying. So I give it a couple of minutes. What I'm going to do, I'm doing some glue on the top over here, and I'm going to place my sign where I want to have it over here. And now I'm going to squeeze and make sure that I have it in the place that it needs to be. And then we're going to let this dry in. And you see here already, this is how mine turned out. Of course, I'm going to decorate it for the inside, but you can do that the way you like to do it. You can use for everyday decor. You can use it for maybe seasonal decor. I show you in a moment a quick impression what I did with it. So I hope to see you in a moment. And here you see finally a quick impression of my Tumbling Tower Blocks barn door. Of course, it is a barn door with a twist. Of course, I hope you took out your Tumbling Tower Blocks too and did this DIY together with me again. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up, and of course click the bell button so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Do you want to see more DIYs? Come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. And for everyone who is here and only love to watch, we hope you had fun watching again. And everyone, we wish you all an amazing day, and we hope to see you in the next one. Bye.